I did want to talk a little bit about unsightliness. I do fight unsightliness in this world. Is this a byproduct of the experiences I've had? It's something I fight, and and I, in all honesty, I should have. I should be the same thing as Shirdi Sai Baba, believe it or not. And if I'm unsightly, then I don't know. Nobody will want to offer me arti or put some money in the hundi, which they should do. That's a game I should have come up with it as a child, to just put a hundi on a park bench and say, yeah, give me some money, rather than engage in businesses, which we all did. Well, not all of us, but my friend Aaron Horowitz did, Jason Jacobowitz, John Jacobowitz, Ben Colin. Everybody did something, had a business to go along with school. But I do fight unsightliness, and it's tough. It's a war, and I say the hell with it. I just am God, and I'll be worshipped as God, but it's a fight I have to fight still. And it's what the world is. It's not a nation under God we're living in. India is not a nation under God. Bharat is not a nation under God. So whatever we live in, I don't know, this world, it's communism and democracies, and it's just something that I wanted to talk about because it's what I deal with. So, but I do also say that I am just God, and I'll be worshipped like God. But there's that duty to man. It talks about in the Gita to set an example for man, and Arjun in the Gita is me. So you're looking at Arjun and Lord Shiva, and the Gita is Arjun and Lord Krishna, Ram. So the Gita is a dialogue, but it's an inner dialogue, because it's Narayan, and there's that Narayan avatar Sri Vishnu, and it's that inner dialogue of that Narayan avatar Sri Vishnu, who's just Ram. So the Gita does say to set an example for man, and I guess I have to do that, but it's very hard. I know only my Father. I just tweeted that it's my right to ask for my feet to be touched. It's a part of my religion. I have a constitutional right to ask for that for me and my Father. In Hinduism, I'm not Ram, I'm the Nataraj avatar Sri Shiva, as opposed to the Narayan avatar Sri Vishnu. But to say I'm Ram is not saying something wrong. It's just play on words. But I don't know anybody. I know only my Father. And it's Atlas Shrugged. It was done to me with people putting me into a cult situation with Atlas Shrugged. In this world we live in, where you're put into a cult situation, and then I know what it means on Wall Street when they say that you rip someone's face off, and I read that book about derivative transactions. I think it was at Morgan Stanley. Not that I could put together those derivative transactions, but they talk about ripping someone's face off in that book, and I think I know what that means, is when they make you think that you're living in a situation where it's a nation under God, or that they're devout, and then you learn it's not a nation under God. So I've been through that on a number of occasions with Wall Street professionals, or they're teaching Shakti, the killer teachers, the Shakti of Wall Street professionals, their wives and daughters who teach the killer teachers. They proselytize without a shrugged, and it's a cult, and I'm in a cult, but it's hard to deal with it. Or a family member started his book off with Gandhi's name. I wrote to him. I had applied to Yale Divinity School, and I always grew up thinking I was Gandhi's Indian, that we were Gandhi's Indians, and I guess if you hold India together, which is what I grew up in, is one India held together, then you end up sort of like me. And I always understood this. I would speak Gandhi's Indians, and I wrote to a family member who started his book off with Gandhi's name, and I got my face ripped off again. So it's what the world is. But I do fight unsightliness, and I just wanted to talk about that a little bit because you can look at me and I know the story. At the Sai Center, I told somebody I was Schindler, and he wrote to my father and said, "I'm not to talk about past lives," and we don't really have the most ideal relationship. We don't really speak, and working around him, writing to my father and telling him I'm not to talk about being Schindler caused some problems at the Sai Center, so I'm not going to the Sai Center. At the Vedanta Center, I gave a monk a note that I was Schindler. I told him that mudras manifested on my hands. He acknowledged them manifesting. I told him about the experience I had on Belpre Road, where I was debating going to McDonald's because I had lost the chastity, the abstinence I had acquired on Swami Samadhi when he told me not to eat meat or drink or smoke or drink Diet Coke. And I did that, but I ate eggs because the voice in my head didn't say eggs, but I would rather later read that eggs are not to be eaten by people who want to really adhere to the letter of what the Shruti in Hinduism says, what the law and the Upanishads dictate. And I ate eggs, but I ate eggs with no Diet Coke, so that was something unique about that experience. That year or so when I didn't eat eggs, I didn't eat meat, I didn't drink, I didn't use nicotine, I didn't use Diet Coke. So I told that monk at the Vedanta Center, I gave him a note in the middle of a lecture that I was Schindler, and at the Starbucks on Belpre Road, I was by the Vedanta Center. I was reading some spiritual material and debating whether to go to McDonald's, and Swami's voice said that it was okay, and I went in and I was attended to by somebody named Sai. He was named after Shirdi Sai Baba. So I have that Leela. I told them about that at the Vedanta Center. And I don't go there anymore. So in the Ramakrishna Math, I'm Shankaracharya. In the Satya Sai International Organization, I'm Prema Sai Baba. And I'm caught in this situation, and that's part of the reason I am. So I'm removed from God, and or from any. I do spiritual practice every day still, but not to the level I should be. If I had gotten that ashram opened with Veena, then it would have been a whole different story. But in the Ramakrishna Math, I am Shankaracharya. In the Satya Sai International Organization, I am Prema Sai Baba. But that's what happened to Oscar.